at our library, the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, there's a very, very special event going on. It's called a human library event going on October 5th. It's a very different, unique approach to learning about different things going on, and I don't want to spoil it too much myself. That's why joining me right here live on The Splash to give out a little bit more information regarding that event, marketing and communications specialist for the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, Victoria Edwards. Thank you for being here, Victoria.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start off getting straight to it. Just tell us more about this human library event on October 5th.
Yeah, so this is an event where you come into the library at the main library here at West Bloomfield, and instead of checking out a book, you can check out a person. So you can borrow a person for like a 30-minute conversation. And each of the people that we have as a volunteer book is somebody who's experienced some form of discrimination, a stigma, a prejudice, stereotyping, something related to part of their identity. And so you can talk with them, learn more about their identity, their life experiences, and ask questions. Questions are encouraged. So this is more of like a conversation than you would get with a normal book if you were to just pick them off the shelf.
Okay. I like this. So we got to get into how this even came about. What inspired the West Bloomfield Township Library to collaborate with, I believe, the Human Library, which is an organization overall for this event?
Yes, the Human Library Organization is an international organization that hosts these events, often at public libraries around the world. And this is something that makes a lot of sense for West Bloomfield. You know, given the interests in our communities, we have a lot of people who like to attend cultural events here, who like to learn more about other people, other cultures, other experiences. And so this event, it feels like a really natural fit in this community. It's something that I've attended before, and I've been involved with Human Library events before I started working here at West Bloomfield. So when I proposed the idea, it felt like a natural fit to everybody else here too.
Nice. I'm glad everyone was on board. This is my first time hearing about it, and I'm like, as you're describing, I'm like, wow, that is an interesting concept, and I like that we're bringing it to our local community. And with us right here live on The Splash from the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, marketing and communication specialist, Victoria Edwards. Now I'm interested to know how you all selected your human books for the Human Library, if you want to call it that. What's that selection process about? What's the criteria for people that are the human books?
Yeah, so we had an application on our website that people could submit just to let us know that they were interested in participating. It is voluntary, so we tell everybody, you know, it's at will. You can leave anytime if it seems stressful or if, you know, you're not feeling well the day of the event. But we do have sort of a selection process. So we do a bit of an interview after everybody completes the application, just to make sure that they understand what we're asking of them, what the event is, and that they're comfortable being asked questions and talking about their life story. It's not something that everybody's comfortable with.
True.
We have to make sure that if they've been through some traumatic experiences, that they've processed those, they're at a point in their lives where they can speak to that comfortably. So that's something that we're really careful about. And we also want to make sure that people aren't there to, advertise their business or a book that they've written or, something like that.
Good point.
This is more of a place for genuine, civic conversation and dialogue.
Oh, man.
So it's a bit of an interview process, but it's wonderful. And sometimes through the process, people might say, I'm not totally comfortable with this actually, or we might feel that they might be a better fit as a reader or in a different role. Okay. But I'm really excited about the volunteers we have this year. They're amazing.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I can only imagine the conversations, the connections are going to be made there. With that being said, you said you've done this before. Are there any memories that you can share with us from any of the past events?
Yeah, my best memories of it are when I've been able to come in as a reader. So I've never served as a book. I've always only been an organizer or a reader for a human library group. And when you come in as a reader, you come up to the desk, you see what titles are available. And you can wait for a title if one's not available and you want to wait a little longer, you can do that too. But you get to pick from the list. You can ask for advice in selecting, who you think might be a good conversation partner for you too. Librarians are always happy to help with that. But I remember one time when I was a reader, I the one that stands out to me most was I read a story about somebody who had been a teen mom, and she had put herself through a GED program and everything else after giving birth in order to give her child the best quality of life. And the stories that I heard from her, I can't describe, I guess, because it's really something that you only get out of one-on-one conversations.
Yeah.
And when you get to know somebody who's been through something like that, it can change your perspective. You know,
Yep.
I didn't realize before I went into that conversation that I had some prejudices about that and that I had some associations, but it was really a learning curve for her. I think at one point she said that, you know, she kind of had to be more of an adult in her life than some of the adults in her life, because some of the things that they were saying to her and the stigmas that she was experiencing from, you know, teachers and trusted adults.
I know what you mean by that now. Okay. Wow.
Yes, yeah. So it was a learning curve. And every conversation I have with a human book, I learned something.
Yeah.
These volunteers are wonderful, and their stories are amazing to hear.
Oh my goodness. Like, as you see, I love that for so many different reasons. First and foremost, on the outside surface level of people, you can think a million different things. Like, being in West Bloomfield, you think everyone is rich, or everyone has a lot of money, everyone's doing well, they don't have, but you sit and have a conversation with someone, you'd be surprised what it took for them to get to where they are, or what they're actually going through now, and you'll have a different level of compassion for them, and you'll even find common ground in some of those areas, and it'll make you build that connection. So, man, I'm just floored by that experience, just overall the connection and the purpose of this event. With us right here live on The Splash, Marketing Communication Specialist for West Bloomfield Township Public Library, Victoria Edwards, talking about the Human Library event on October 5th. Don't want to hold you up too much longer. Do want to ask you just a couple more questions. What do you want people to take away from attending this event?
The biggest thing, like you say, is kind of that connection. You know, we had somebody last year who we do a little survey at the end of it for all of our volunteer books and all of our readers as well, if they'd like to fill out a survey. And somebody said that they had a genuine aha moment, and that's my goal. You know, is for people to build, either to find a relation and that point of commonality between them and somebody that they think they might not have as many commonalities with, or to just learn something about somebody who had a very different experience from them and kind of relate on that human level. So.
Right. Yeah, I really actually like this event, and I really want to take the time to find time to go there myself, because I'm interested in seeing this, and I like to have those personal conversations with people, and sometimes it's those uncomfortable conversations where it's necessary and it builds that connection. But lastly, before we go, with that being said, are there any possible future plans to extend or even evolve this specific event in the future?
One thing is that we're always trying to make sure that we stay in line with the Human Library Organization, since we kind of license the concept and the name from them.
Okay.
And they provide us with a lot of like support, training materials and stuff like that as well. So we have to stay in line with their mission and some of their regulations and stuff around making sure that we have a lot of diversity, but they're always very focused on making sure that every community is different and that we're catering our event to our community. So that's already something that we're able to do in line with that. This is actually the second time that we're offering this event. We did it for the first time ever last year, I think in August timeframe. So it's been a little over a year since our last one, and we're excited to hopefully continue offering it.
Oh man, Victoria, good luck with preparing and getting this and actually executing this event. Like I said, if I can find the time, I promise you I'll be there. I can't wait for it. But thank you again for your time. Marketing and Communication Specialist for the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, Victoria Edwards. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you so much. And thanks to the Friends of the Library for helping us sponsor this event too.
Yes, thank you to the Friends of the Library for West Bloomfield Township Public Library. Yes, we appreciate that. Very, very interesting. If you want to get to know some of the residents right here in the greater West Bloomfield area just a little bit more, ask some of those questions, know their story, this is the event for you. Human Library, October 5th at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. For more, go directly to their Facebook, West Bloom LIB, or you can go directly to the website, wblib.org.